1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Aisha Nayab. First, the headlines. Joint sitting of the Parliament has passed the Elections Second Amendment Bill 2021, granting right of vote to overseas Pakistanis and providing for use of electronic voting machines in the elections. Addressing the joint sitting of Parliament, Foreign Minister said the government wants to introduce a credible and transparent system for elections through legislation. National Assembly Speaker says Pakistan attaches a high importance to its long-standing and deep-rooted fraternal relations with Bahrain in diverse sectors. Nearly 3,000 Sikh Yatris from India continue to arrive at Wagah border in Lahore to attend 552nd birth anniversary of Baba Guru Nanak Dev Ji. All Parties Hurriyat Conference has strongly condemned the recent remarks of Indian Chief of Defence Staff in which he tried to malign the freedom-loving people of Jammu and Kashmir. Azerbaijan and Armenia are observing ceasefire brokered by Russia in the wake of deadly clashes resulting in killing of 8 soldiers yesterday. And now the news in detail. The joint sitting of Parliament today passed the Election Second Amendment Bill 2021, granting the right of vote to overseas Pakistanis and providing for use of electronic voting machines in the elections. It was moved by Advisor on Parliamentary Affairs Babar Awan. According to the bill, the Election Commission of Pakistan shall, with the technical assistance of NADRA and any other authority or agency, enable overseas Pakistanis in prescribed manner, subject to secrecy and security, to exercise their right to vote during the general elections. The bill also authorizes the ECP to procure electronic voting machines for casting of votes in general elections. The joint sitting also passed the International Court of Justice Review and Reconsideration Bill 2021. Moved by Law Minister Farooq Naseem, the bill provides for the right of review and reconsideration in the matter of Indian spy Kulbhushan Jadhav to give legal effect to the judgment of the International Court of Justice. The Indian spy had been sentenced to death by a court in Pakistan back in April 2017. Commander Jadhav was a raw operative who facilitated numerous acts of terrorism in Pakistan, which resulted in the killings of countless innocent citizens of Pakistan. Earlier, addressing the joint sitting of Parliament, Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi said the government wants to introduce a credible and transparent system for elections through legislation. He said their electoral reforms are aimed at protecting election process from being stolen. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said the government on its part time and again approached the opposition parties on electoral reforms. The Foreign Minister said the expatriate Pakistanis are our precious asset and they will be involved in the decision making. He said the overseas Pakistanis will be given the right to franchise. Earlier, taking the floor, Leader of Opposition in the National Assembly, Shehbaz Sharif, strongly opposed the use of electronic voting machines in the elections. He said electoral reforms of the government have also been rejected by the Election Commission of Pakistan. Shehbaz Sharif said the consultation process should be restarted with the opposition parties on electoral reforms. National Assembly Speaker Asad Kaisar says Pakistan attaches high importance to its long-standing fraternal relations with Bahrain, which are rooted in shared faith, beliefs and mutual traditions of Islamic brotherhood. He expressed these views while talking to Speaker of the Council of Representatives of the Kingdom of Bahrain, Fawzia bint Abdul Zainal, along with the 7-member parliamentary delegation in Islamabad today. He said bilateral relations between the two countries can be strengthened by expanding cooperation in the field of trade, investment and human resource development. The National Assembly Speaker said Pakistani diaspora is playing an important role in the socio-economic development of Bahrain as well as of Pakistan. He said Pakistan has a huge skilled manpower which would continue playing its vital role for the progress of Bahrain. Director General Inter-Services Intelligence, Lieutenant General Faiz Hamid, paid a farewell call on President Dr. Arif Alvi in Islamabad today. The President lauded the services of Faiz Hamid as DGISI and expressed him good wishes over his appointment as Corps Commander Peshawar. This is Radio Pakistan. President Dr. Arif Alvi has said that the federal government is fully committed for economic development of Azad Jammu and Kashmir and resolution of Kashmir dispute. Talking to President Azad Jammu and Kashmir Sultan Mahmood Chaudhry in Islamabad today, the President said that there are huge tourism opportunities exist in Azad Jammu and Kashmir and the government is paying special attention to promotion of tourism in the country. He said Pakistan will continue its political, moral and diplomatic support to people of Kashmir till achievement of their inalienable right to self-determination. Dr. Arif Alvi said a resolution of Kashmir dispute is only the guarantee for regional peace according to the resolutions passed by the United Nations. The President said India is also involved in treating minorities, especially Muslims, inhumanely. He said that Muslim culture heritage in India is being removed and the whole region is under threat from Modi's extremist and anti-Muslim regime. Pakistan strongly condemns the restrictions imposed by BJP's Haryana government on offering Friday prayers by Muslims at several places in the state. In a statement issued today, Foreign Office spokesperson Asim Iftikhar said, "We are deeply concerned over continued vandalization of mosques and attacks against prayer places of Muslims by Sangh Parivar extremists with complicity of BJP-ruled states of Uttar Pradesh and Haryana. In another abhorrent act of sacrilege of Muslim religious places, radical Hindu groups reportedly dumped cow dung at several places of Friday prayers. In the state of Maharashtra, violent attacks were unleashed against Muslim shops, mosques and shrines by radical activists of BJP and its affiliated groups including Bajrang Dal, Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Maharashtra Navrinman Sena. The arrival of 3,000 Sikh Yatris from India is continuing at Wagah border in Lahore to attend the 552nd birth anniversary of Baba Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Chairman Evacuee Trust Property Board Dr. Amir Ahmed and other high officials welcoming the Sikh Yatris at Wagah border. Talking to media, Dr. Amir Ahmed along with group leader of Sikh Yatris at Wagah, Joga Singh, assured that the board will provide foolproof security, transport, accommodation and other facilities to the visiting Sikh pilgrimage. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the families of martyred civilians by Indian troops in Srinagar continued protest on the second consecutive day today during a demonstration at Press Colony in Srinagar. They rejected the atmosphere of fear and terror created by Modi-led Indian regime and demanded the dead bodies of the martyrs for proper burials. Strict restrictions were imposed under Section 144 to avert protest in different areas of Gaul in Ramban district as one of the martyred civilians belonged to the district. The All Parties Hurriyat Conference spokesman in a statement in Srinagar appealed to Kashmiri people to organize funeral prayers in absentia for martyred civilians and hold peaceful protest rallies after Jummah prayers on Friday. Meanwhile, APHC strongly condemned the recent remarks of Indian Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat, in which he tried to malign the freedom-loving people of Jammu and Kashmir by making a ridiculous claim that they are collaborating with India. Azerbaijan and Armenia are observing ceasefire brokered by Russia after deadly clashes that killed 8 soldiers yesterday. In their separate statements, both sides confirmed that clashes have stopped and the border situation is stable. And finally, the weather report. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, light rain and light snowfall over the hills are expected at isolated places in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan during evening and night. Now some of the headlines once again. Joint sitting of the Parliament has passed the Elections Second Amendment Bill 2021, granting right of vote to overseas Pakistanis and providing for use of electronic voting machines in the elections. Nearly 3,000 Sikh Yatris from India continue to arrive at Wagah border in Lahore to attend 552nd birth anniversary of Baba Guru Nanak Dev Ji. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletin on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.